Hi, welcome on this video. Once again, responding to some of these social media posts. I know I said kind of moving on here, but this stuff is so ridiculous. And again, I talk about these trainers are putting out videos, tagging me, my name. So these are popping up. So again, what I say, how do you respond to these trainers who are twisting and misrepresenting and lying about stuff? With the truth. And so I'm going to continue to respond to these trainers for those who are interested. These are more kind of like get your popcorn out response videos, okay? And because here's the thing, yesterday I had a great training session by way of Christian Hirschman came down. He's gone through my courses. He's certified as a trainer through the system. Absolutely, he's just gaining so much insight. Okay, when I talked to him, I was actually kind of taken back by some of the insight. Okay, that he's gained. So again, everyone's on their journey in terms of understanding. But here's the thing. I mean, some of these trainers like Hynes, they're on a different journey. Okay, they're not on the journey like Hirschman and other trainers. Again, I'm putting out some videos here moving forward here, really profiling on those who are on the right journey, because that's really what it's about. It's an opportunity to, again, all these situations. I talk about all the controversy in the dog training world. These are situations, okay, to as an individual, to step back and ask the questions, to actually gain that insight, to actually move beyond appearances, to be able to help dogs and owners the right way. So for me, you never see trophies behind me. You won't see me talking a certain way because it is about you, okay, doing it. Okay, it's about being able to gain that level of insight, to be able to move beyond appearances. And so these trainers are putting out these videos. I understand that's not what it's about. So right here, he's talking about once again about the response videos I put out, not just with his dog Monty, but again, I talk about Kevin Murdoch and Grey Goose, how both these trainers, even though they're like battling with each other right now. You see the type of I talk this type of self-focused, narcissistic craziness going on between both these trainers. But but if you look at the fact that they both have dogs that are reactive, they can't move through a relationship problem with both of the dogs that they personally own, and they're trying to pass these dogs off as kind of the example. My response is the example of what exactly? And but again, it just showed this whole thing with being stalled out. So understand that there are objection points. Okay, if you see how they will take certain clips of my videos and certain responses or reactions of the dogs, and try to frame those up as abuse, and with Hines talking about just like Zach George's violence and all this inflammatory rhetoric. To understand that's the whole thing about reconciling. I talk about the reaction responses properly by way again of possessive dogs to the relationship. Okay, being able to move just beyond the physical. Okay, time can make the connection between a dog's state of mind, and then being able to do what exactly? Move beyond, okay, towards, okay, truly taking the stress off the dog in a better relationship. And I show that. If you go watch it over and over and over again, but you have to watch the whole thing, right? So if I do like a 14 day with my board and train, okay, if you just go and watch the whole process, you're gonna see it. I put the picture to the test, okay, at all points in a very transparent way. There's nothing hidden. I put it all out there so people can see, be able to reconcile what's truly going on. But these trainers, what they're doing is they're taking a path of like talk about the themes, bribery, accommodation, negotiation with Hines' permissive approach. And so what it does, it leaves dog owners, with a bad picture of change. Okay, appearances are very deceptive. It's a cautionary tale. And this is why, again, when I talk about putting, okay, the relationship to the test, if you go watch the whole Murdaugh, those videos are there where it led up to the actual test. Okay, he put himself in a bind. Okay, and it shows right? It shows Grey Goose locking down, okay, by way of, again, the themes I talk about all lining up, the dog understanding intent. It's a reasonable demand, right? He has the leash, and Grey Goose went into lockdown mode for a reason, because the relationship isn't fixed. Okay, the perceptions of Grey Goose have not changed the right way. And suddenly, Murdoch admitting a bunch of stuff. Okay, that Grey Goose is in fact reactive, and so it was just a shim sham operation for months and months, where he was actually misrepresenting the relationship with his dog. No different than here. This is what Hynes has been doing for months, and now he's like admitting he lied about it on a podcast, that he was just trying to gaslight me, that Monty's not so bad. So I think what's happened here, and you'll see this on, if you watch the video I've done, repost it, of Monty, going across the bridge, and this dog, if you pay attention and really look, this dog is very shaky, stressed, reactive. But that's no surprise. Okay, he admitted Monty's state, in lots of areas. But the whole off leash thing, understand, they try to pass it off leash. I talk about this as, without, again, that connection through the owner, through the leash, with those core ingredients, right? They try to pass off these off leash dogs as, oh, look at the dog. The dog is like not reactive, and no, there's a reason why these trainers don't want to put it to the test, because they're playing a shell game, okay, and they're trying to sell their permissive, approach, and it's what they do. So let's play some of this video here. I just want to go through and explain what's going on here with these trainers. They're all playing the shell game with dog owners. But here's the thing, the end result is, if you engage with these trainers and you end up with a bad result, or a relationship problem that hasn't resolved, I'm putting the information out. You have no one to blame but yourself here, because these trainers, that's what they're doing. But a lot of people will buy into it, because they're exploiting people's emotions. They're leading people to believe is, hey, basically the messaging is, hey, you don't have to change. And then when you're left with a reactive dog, then they just pass it off as, well, because you hear Hynes talk about, well, aggression can't be fixed, certain things can't be resolved. Well, why do you think they're saying all those things in the first place? And why do you think that he has a reactive dog himself? And then he's trying to say, well, Monty this and Monty that. No, Monty's a mess. Okay. And I say that in the kind way, because it can be fixed. Understand, this is a human problem here. This is Hynes. Like Monty, can be that dog that can be okay and can be totally fine and stress removed, but got to be with the right person that's willing to move beyond the ideology. Okay, move beyond this type of being in conflict with nature, like Hynes is. That's what he's doing here. He's just like, he's all about Skinner. I talk about the Skinner is 1,000% wrong. Okay, bottom line. And I wrote a book on it. You talk about books all the time. Well, read my book. Okay, it's highly sourced. Okay, I go through it. I connect the dots. But understand, these trainers, they're not going to put themselves in the corner here. Okay, that's not what they're about. They're selling a shim sham picture. This is all it's about.
Oh, Dale McCluskey, how many times are you going to invoke that video of a Monty going across the bridge? You haven't got a clue what's going on.
I'm about to invoke it again, because I'm about to repost it, so everyone can see.
I first adopted Monty in October 2016. Had him the whole winter. Over the winter. He was down through those trails numerous times. He's been over those bridges hundreds of times, not a problem. But this day something changed. What
It's like a bridge over troubled water. It's a troubled relationship. That's what this is.
was it? All of a sudden, the quiet little creek has turned into a raging river, and Monty's freaked out. Monty has a fear episode, the first fucking fear episode in months. And Dale's going over there, oh my God, it's Montygate. Monty's a reactive dog. Monty's this, Monty's...
Well, he is. And here's the thing. I mean, like I said, there's a way, right, to put everything to the test. I mean, look at the Murdoch video. There it is. I mean, there's a way to know. Okay, understand that. It's not about what you think about me. It's not about, your feelings. It's not about these things. There's a litmus test. Okay, you can apply it. Then you can just connect all the dots. It all lines up. It's just that simple. It's not meant to be complicated, but you line things up with the dog understanding the intent. Okay, influence and control being reconciled the right way, right? And then look at the reaction, right? And then line it all up. That's it.
Is that? Is that how pathetic you are? That's all you can go after is my dog?
No, I'm going after him too. Okay, it's his fault. Okay, understand, this ain't Monty's fault. Okay, this is a Hynes problem right here.
You've been coming at me for the last 2.5 years, Dale. You and fucking Kevin Murdoch. I can only imagine how many.
This guy, I mean, here's the problem here. These guys, I talked this. It's just like going back to Christopher Upton, right? They've come on into my area. It's like moth. It is. It's like a moth to the flame. That's interesting. And then they play the victim, right? It's just like they want to respond and put it information based, right? I break the stuff all down, and now they're complaining about me going after them. I mean, it's incredible how these trainers operate. They keep putting out videos about me, keep tagging me, putting out videos. It's like they can move on. I mean, take down your videos. I mean, it's an embarrassment. Take down the videos, move on, do something else.
Hours and hours that you've wasted going through all my shit trying to find something negative to get back at me with.
He makes it sound like I spend hours and I don't spend hours at all. It's easy. I spend like 2 minutes. That's it. I mean, I don't script it. I'm not rehearsing anything. In fact, some of the videos that come, I don't even pre-watch them. I don't have to read a book. All right. So this is not like it's not like I'm wasting a whole bunch of time. I'm just responding because this is helpful. This helps people. I have had people thank me for putting out these response videos because that's how they find me. They're like, okay, this all makes sense.
And you've been at me the last 2.5 years just like he is. You're just like him. NPC stuck in a freaking reinforcement loop. And you're addicted to me. Keep on coming, guys. Keep wasting your fucking lives.
And I'm not addicted to anybody, okay? I understand. You go through my Flipping the Script series, I profile lots of different, individuals by way of, again, balance training, force-free training. So my goal is never to hover too long on individual people, but these people are like, they just come in and just keep going. So I would just say, just move on. That's it. Move on. I mean, there's nothing left to say, but they keep going on.
Business must be awfully strong if that's all you got is time to sit on fucking camera and ridicule me. Don't stop. Come on.
Not about ridiculing him. It's about ridiculing. It's about his approach. Okay, it's about Monty. So all to say that this is where we're at. I'll repost that going over the bridge thing. I taken down. I felt bad for Hynes for like 1 second over the whole Murdoch situation, with the telephone call stuff. But I guess it doesn't matter. Like he just keeps coming. So like, so here we are. So I'll repost that video, but understand that there's a reason why these trainers have their own personal dogs that they can't work through the problem with. And they're out there giving advice and stuff, and this is what they do. And it's like a shell game with these trainers. Thanks for watching.